Hey, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your very first time here, congratulations, because you picked the perfect moment to show up. Today, we're talking about something that made my jaw drop for a solid hour. I'm not exaggerating. I read the news, then reread it, then read it again, because I genuinely couldn't believe this was real. Here's the thing. We all know ARMY is the most loyal fan base in the entire world. But this time, they have completely shattered every limit that ever existed. Not just flowers, not just birthday projects, not just trending on Twitter. This time, they literally bought the city of Seoul for Jimin. And I'm not being dramatic. This is fact. With real money. The number? Sit down. Take a breath. Because if you're standing right now, brace yourself. Your knees might actually give out. Let's break it all down from the very beginning. Before we get into the ads and the money, we need to talk about something first. Why is BTS's March 2026 comeback so different from anything before? Why did ARMY go this hard? The answer is simple, but it's loaded with emotion. This is not a regular comeback. For nearly 4 years, BTS, 7 men who genuinely changed the entire music industry, disappeared from the stage. Not because they wanted to, but because of duty. Military service. One by one, they walked into the barracks, took off their stage costumes, and put on military uniforms. ARMY waited, patiently, with tears, with hope that they kept alive every single day. And finally, in June 2025, all 7 BTS members officially completed their mandatory military service. Done. Free. Back. After that, the world held its breath. Then on January 1st, 2026, thousands of fans around the globe received a postcard. On the back, a date written in red ink. March 20th, 2026. That was the signal. That was the confirmation. BTS is coming back. And they chose March 20th, 2026 as the release date for their 5th studio album, titled Hybe Rm. To celebrate this comeback, a moment that 78 million ARMY worldwide have been waiting 4 years for, fans from every corner of the earth flew to Seoul. From Wales, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Brazil, from everywhere. And even before the concert was announced, ARMY was already making moves. They wanted to make sure Seoul knew Jimin is back, and they wanted the entire city to feel it. Alright, now let's talk about the location. Because this is not just any place. Gwanghwamun. If you've ever watched a Korean drama, you already know this name. It's the most iconic district in all of Seoul. This is where Gyeongbokgung Palace stands in all its grandeur. This is the heart of Korean history. This is where the statue of King Sejong faces south in dignified silence. And on March 21st, 2026, BTS chose Gwanghwamun Square as their comeback stage. Right here, in the heart of Seoul, under the stars and a massive screen, with 260,000 ARMY flooding the streets, and watched live on Netflix by 300 million viewers across 190 countries. But before all of that happened, long before BTS themselves ever stepped on that stage, ARMY had already claimed Gwanghwamun. And the way they did it? Absolutely breathtaking. Okay, this is the heart of today's video. Pay close attention. Jimin's fans, known for being incredibly organized and deeply dedicated, designed a large-scale support project to celebrate Jimin's comeback with BTS on the Hybe Rm album. And this project was anything but small. First, the giant Media digital billboard at Gwanghwamun intersection. Right at the center of the Gwanghwamun intersection stands a colossal digital billboard called Media. The size? Monstrous. The visibility? It can be seen from every direction at that intersection. Jimin's fans rented this billboard for 3 full days, from March 20th to 22nd, 2026, exactly on the day of the Hybe Rm album release and the live concert at Gwanghwamun Square. And the ad played 100 times per day. 100 times. In a single day? At the busiest location in Seoul. Imagine you're walking through Gwanghwamun. Jimin's face appears. You walk a bit further. There he is again. You grab a coffee. There he is again. Every few minutes, this stage commander himself is greeting the entire intersection. Second, the Ilman Museum of Art's billboard at Sejong-ro intersection. But one wasn't enough. ARMY also rented the electronic billboard at the Ilman Art Museum, recognized as the most artistically prestigious advertising space in the Gwanghwamun area. It sits right at the Sejong-aro intersection, the main road leading directly to Gwanghwamun. This billboard also played 100 times per day for the same 3 days, March 20th to 22nd. Now picture this. You walk out of the subway station, and on your left is the Luma Media with Jimin's face. You turn the corner, and straight ahead is the Ilmin Museum billboard, also Jimin. Wherever you go in the Gwanghwamun area, Jimin is there. Third, the Jimin Cherry Blossom bus wrapping. This one is the most aesthetically stunning and went the most viral on social media. ARMY designed a bus where the entire exterior was wrapped with photos of Jimin, themed around cherry blossoms and a bright blue spring sky. The combination? Absolutely stunning. So beautiful that even non-ARMY people stopped in their tracks just to take photos. The Jimin wrapping bus operated from March 19th to 21st, running a route from Yongsan, where Hybe's headquarters is located, all the way to Gwanghwamun. So literally, this bus carried Jimin from his office to his comeback stage. Then from March 22nd to 24th, the bus continued running routes around the Yongsan area as an extended show of support. This wasn't just an advertisement. It was art. It was a tribute. It was love in a form that could move through the city. Fourth, and this is the most shocking one, 6 ad panels at Gwanghwamun bus station. And here we are, the star of today's video. At the central bus stop of Gwanghwamun Station, Jimin's fans booked ad panels on 6 sides simultaneously. 6 panels, at one bus stop, from 6 different angles. Not a single corner was free of Jimin's face. And these ads didn't just run for a day or two. They ran for 1 full week, from Thursday, March 19th through Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. And in a single day, they played 138 times. 138 times. In one day, for 1 week, across 6 panels. If you were anywhere near Gwanghwamun on any day during that week, and you were waiting for a bus, there was absolutely no way you could avoid seeing Jimin. From the left, from the right, from the front, from the back, Jimin was everywhere. Okay, now we get to the part everyone's been waiting for. The part that makes this video clickbait, in the most honest way possible. How much money did ARMY actually spend on all of this? Before we get to the numbers, I need to give you some context first. In South Korea, outdoor advertising costs in premium areas like Gwanghwamun are among the most expensive in the entire country. This isn't a regular street corner. This is Seoul's answer to Times Square. Every square meter of advertising space there carries a premium price tag, especially during major events like an international concert drawing hundreds of thousands of visitors. Now let's break it down piece by piece. Luma Media billboard at Gwanghwamun. 3 days, 100 plays/day. A massive digital billboard at a premium Seoul location with 360-degree visibility. For 3 days during an internationally scaled comeback event with hundreds of thousands of visitors? Estimated rental cost for a billboard of this caliber in Seoul could reach 15 to 25 million Korean won, roughly equivalent to $11,000 to $18,500 just for this billboard alone. Ilmin Museum billboard. 3 days, 100 plays/day. A premium artistic location on Sejong-aro, slightly smaller than Luma Media, but still premium due to its artistic reputation and positioning. Estimated cost, 10 to 18 million won, approximately $7,400 to $13,300. Jimin Cherry Blossom bus wrapping, 6 days of operation. This covers production costs, design and printing of the wrap, plus bus rental and operational expenses for 6 days. This isn't cheap. The design quality needs to be premium since it directly represents Jimin. Estimated total, 5 to 10 million won, or around $3,700 to $7,400. 6 ad panels at Gwanghwamun bus stop, 7 days, 138 plays/day. This is the most extraordinary one, because booking 6 panels simultaneously at one location for a full week is something that rarely happens even for major commercial brands. 6 panels, 7 days, 138 plays per day. Total cumulative plays, nearly 6,000 times in 1 week. The rental fee for a premium bus stop panel at Gwanghwamun for 1 week can reach 2 to 4 million won per panel. Multiply that by 6 panels, that's 12 to 24 million won, equivalent to $8,900 to $17,800 for the panels alone. Grand total estimated cost of the entire project, adding up all 4 components: the 2 billboards, the bus wrapping, and the 6 bus stop panels. The total amount spent by Jimin's fans on this support project is estimated to be in the range of 42 to 77 million Korean won. In US dollars, that's approximately $31,000 to 57,000 US dollars. Over $50,000, pooled together from fans' personal savings, for an idol they love. And this is only Jimin's fans. This doesn't even include similar projects organized by fans of the other 6 BTS members. It's a number that leaves people speechless. But for ARMY, this was never about money. It was about love. It was about proving that 4 years of waiting didn't extinguish the fire in them. It made it burn even brighter. A question that might be forming in your mind right now: why are fans so incredibly organized specifically for Jimin? What makes this man so extraordinary that thousands of people would pool together tens of thousands of dollars just to plaster his face across every corner of Seoul? The answer lives in one title that has become permanently attached to him: Stage Commander. Jimin is not just a dancer. He is not just a singer. He is a commander of the stage, a performer who can shift the entire energy of a room with a single movement, a single glance, a single step. Korean dance experts who have professionally analyzed Jimin's technique describe him as one of the most technically precise and emotionally expressive performers in the entire history of K-pop. His flexibility, his balance, his control over every single muscle fiber in his body. All of it is the result of years and years of grueling training that began when he was just a teenager. Just days before the comeback, Jimin posted on Weverse, "I'm so nervous I don't even know what to do. But I hope you'll listen to it with happiness." Those words, raw, honest, full of both fear and love, hit millions of ARMY like a wave crashing against the shore. And ARMY answered, not with words, but with 6 bus stop panels, with a cherry blossom bus, with 2 massive billboards, with tens of thousands of dollars from their own wallets. The message was clear: Jimin, you are not alone. Seoul has been waiting. The world has been waiting. And we, ARMY, have prepared the most beautiful red carpet for you, not inside a building, but in the real streets of Seoul itself. Beyond that, Jimin's contributions to the Rm album cannot be overlooked. Although officially credited on 2 tracks, Jimin's role in the recording process and the album's choreography has been a major talking point. Remember, this is an album worked on for months in Los Angeles with all 7 members, and Jimin brought an irreplaceable performative energy to every session. Of course, ARMY's advertising project for Jimin wasn't only seen by the people of Seoul. Photos of the Jimin cherry blossom bus gliding through Seoul streets spread across Twitter/X, Instagram, TikTok, and Weverse within hours. Comments poured in from around the world, from Brazil, from Thailand, from France, from Indonesia, from the United States. Countless non-ARMY users who were casually scrolling their feeds suddenly stopped cold because the image of that sakura-wrapped bus with Jimin's face was genuinely, visually breathtaking. The combination of K-pop aesthetics with the beauty of Korean spring created an image that was simply impossible to scroll past. In Korea itself, major outlets like Star News Korea and Wow Korea immediately covered the project as headline news. Titles like Jimin transforms Gwanghwamun into Jimin Zone and ARMY colors Seoul purple in massive support for Jimin's comeback trended across Korean platforms. And this isn't the first time ARMY has done something like this. But the scale and the timing of this particular project, a comeback after 4 years, at the most iconic location in Korea, in front of millions of eyes from around the world, made it the most memorable and historic fan support project ever undertaken. Some even said, this isn't just a fan support project. This is the moment ARMY collectively became part of K-pop history, a chapter that will be remembered for decades. None of this happened in a vacuum, of course. The Jimin ads at Gwanghwamun were part of a much, much bigger moment. BTS's comeback with their 5th studio album, Rm, released on March 20th, 2026. The album contains 14 songs, an ambitious project involving world-class music producers including Diplo, Flume, Ryan Tedder, and Mike Will Made It, alongside BTS's longtime collaborator Doc. The title track is called Swim, a song about the courage to keep swimming through the currents of life without stopping, to ride the waves at your own pace. with love for life itself as your lifeline. RM wrote the full lyrics, adding the depth and authenticity that is unmistakably BTS. One day after the album's release, on March 21st, 2026, BTS held their live comeback concert at Gwanghwamun Square, a free concert, outdoors, with an estimated 260,000 people attending in person. The concert was streamed live on Netflix to over 190 countries and 300 million platform subscribers, making it Netflix's first live music broadcast from South Korea and one of the largest live streams in K-pop history. The concert was directed by Hamish Hamilton, the director behind the opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics and multiple Super Bowl halftime shows. The production standards were on another level entirely. And amid all that colossal spectacle, the Jimin ads at Gwanghwamun had already been standing there, welcoming every set of eyes that entered the area. I want to pause from the hype for just a moment and have a real conversation. A lot of people outside the K-pop fandom look at a phenomenon like this with wide eyes, confused, maybe even a little skeptical. Why would people spend that much money on an idol? But maybe the more accurate question is, what drives human beings to go that far for someone or something they love? The answer is genuine connection. In a world that grows more digitalized and individualistic every day, BTS, and Jimin in particular, managed to create real, authentic emotional bonds with millions of people across the globe. They spoke about loneliness, about the weight of dreams, about learning to love yourself when the world feels like it's working against you. And people felt truly understood. So when Jimin said, "I'm so nervous, I don't know what to do," on Weverse, that wasn't a PR strategy. That was a human being speaking honestly to other human beings. And ARMY responded the way true friends do. They showed up. They came. They put his face on every corner of the city. This isn't madness. This is the most modern, most creative expression of human love for art and for one another. Alright everyone, that was the full story behind ARMY's incredible advertising project for Jimin at Gwanghwamun. 6 bus stop panels playing 138 times a day for a full week, 2 massive billboards lighting up the most iconic intersection in Seoul, and a cherry blossom bus traveling through the city like a poem in motion. Total estimated cost? Potentially reaching nearly $57,000 US. From fans, for the person they love. Is that excessive? Some people might say yes. But is it sincere? Absolutely, without question. And that's the beauty of it all. One of 1,000 reasons why BTS's March 2026 comeback is truly historic. Not just because of the album, not just because of the concert, but because people from every corner of the world came together to celebrate the return of 7 people who once changed their lives. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button right now. It's free and it means the world to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another BTS or Jimin update. And one question for you in the comments. If you had the kind of money ARMY spent on this project, what would you do for your favorite idol? Drop it below. I read every single comment. See you in the next one. Sarangi, Purple Heart.